Hey guys, it's been a little while, I guess, and I do apologise for that fact. Some of you may be wondering why I haven't been streaming on my other channel for some time. As always happens every few months, I had technical issues with everything, um, and now I thought I had things working today. I hope the sound quality is alright. I'm sorry you're going to have to settle for my ugly mug on the screen. Hey SK, for now anyway. But yeah, so I haven't been streaming because I've been having a lot of technical difficulties, which always seems to happen. And now Fire RTC isn't working, so I'm not doing a scam baiting stream tonight. Edward Snowden, uh, I'm not doing a scam baiting stream tonight, but I hope you guys are going to enjoy something. Hey Victor and hey Kennedy. I hope you guys are going to enjoy what we're talking about. Now, I don't know if any of you are aware of this channel, Luxury Pranks. It's quite a big channel. It's got like 1.3 million subscribers. And they are basically making To Catch a Predator style videos. Hey Lady Peeps, hey Terry. They're making like To Catch a Predator style videos where, oh, don't tell me it's going to start buffering now. That is no good at all, is it? I think I'm back. Okay. So yeah, they're making like To Catch Predator videos, but they're really, yes, the Logan Paul of pranks, Kennedy. These guys are something else, and we're going to take a look at some of their videos in a minute. Because I want you to see it's so fake, but I've been watching this guy. He's really, really eloquent and interesting guy called Lush, and he actually made a couple of videos on these guys, and he did a little interview with them that I watched yesterday. Hey girl, how? A little video that I watched of his yesterday where he did an interview with the guy, and the guy just kind of sort of misdirected all of his questions and wouldn't be direct about it. But it's so clear these videos are fake. What I'm going to try to do now is find the one that I watched earlier and just give you guys a little snippet of what's going on here. I mean, the thing is, it's not that it's not funny. Some of it's funny, but morally, I mean, these guys are making a lot of money from doing this, and in my opinion, well, have a look at one of the videos first, and then we'll discuss it. Bear with me 1 second here while everything goes a little bit inception, and I can show you one of these guys' videos. Now, this was the one I watched earlier today, so I'll show you this one.
Free essay.
Okay, in fact, let's just point this out at the beginning as well. They've got this thing like today's missing kid, which is a real missing child, which I guess that's a good thing, raising awareness for that. But when you see the videos that this is attached to, it makes me feel a bit icky, I suppose might be the word. Let me switch to full screen.
I wish I could.
Yeah, this is just their
Episode.
advert.
We created a TikTok account using our decoy actress Zoe. She uploaded a few TikToks of her lip syncing and dancing and was DM'd by several older men.
For guys that aren't aware, TikTok is like, well, I think it's like this app. It used to be called Musical.ly, and basically you could upload yourself sort of lip syncing to songs. A lot of kids use it, but there's also a lot of older guys. Remind me after we've gone through this video to tell you, I had a really weird incidents. I was going to say with TikTok, let's be clear, I've never used TikTok. While I was watching a video where someone was talking about TikTok and their advert popped up, and it was very strange, but I'll come back to that. Don't let me forget that. Anyway, so yeah, basically, so apparently this guy has sent this girl a DM, a direct message over TikTok, and they're going to arrange for the guy to come to the house. So you would think on first sight this is going to be something like those guys like Justin Payne or Creep Catchers, something like that. But just bear with me here. I'll skip forward a little bit. Yeah, here we go.
Hi. How are you?
Okay.
I'm Drew.
Zoe.
Hi. Can I sit with you?
Sure.
Okay. You're a little younger than I expected. You look older.
I told you I was 16. It's in my bio. So you saw it when you messaged me.
Well, I may have. Maybe I overlooked it, or...
Okay, and is it me, or are these lines not ripped almost directly from, like, old To Catch a Predator episodes? And that's another thing I want to come back to as well. There's a lot of references here. Now, I think the audience for these guys is much younger than us, who remembers TCAP in its first run and still remembers and talks about it to this day. But yeah, sorry, back to this.
Something else. You never know. Maybe I secretly wanted it.
Me being 16?
Could be.
Okay.
I like young girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can tell.
you can.
Yeah.
It's exciting. I'm a really big fan of yours on TikTok. I've seen you a lot.
Oh, you saw my videos?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I'm here. I loved watching you dance. The way you move, the way you shake your butt. It's really exciting. I like that a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you're a fan?
Oh, absolutely. How could I not be? Sexy and beautiful like you are. Yeah, that's a good thing. Let's see, do you mind if I get a little friendly? I feel like I know you.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
I'd like to see a little more of you too, maybe.
What do you mean?
Well, maybe something with TikTok. I got an idea. Maybe I could do with TikTok and
You want to make a video?
me. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Really?
Sure.
That sounds exciting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. She's looking at the camera like an actress, but right. I'll come back to all my issues with this after you've seen the meat of the video.
There you go.
Just gonna dance.
I'm gonna dance for you like you dance for me.
Okay.
I mean, this is kind of funny.
Excuse me, sir.
Who are you?
Can we have a little chat?
Who are you?
Can you take a seat so we can talk for a little bit?
I don't think so. Who are you?
Who are you?
Why don't you take a seat right over there?
I'm Drew. Who are you?
Do you mind explaining to me why you're here to meet up with a 16-year-old girl?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, just so you know, we have this all taped. We lured you in. We're trying to find out what your intentions are behind being here. What were you planning on doing today?
I wasn't planning on anything. Well, I'm just here to do a couple of TikToks.
Sir, we have this all recorded. If you don't sit and just talk for a little bit, we're going to call the police right now. Drew, we know your intentions were not just to make TikToks. We saw your messages with Zoe. We know why you're here. I think if you just admit to this, it's going to be a lot easier for you.
But like I said, I'm just here to make TikToks.
Even if your intentions were just to make TikToks with her, do you still think it's appropriate for a 56-year-old man to come here alone to meet up with a 16-year-old girl?
Well, again, I didn't realize that she was 16, and if we're just making...
We were very clear with that in the chat.
But if we're just making TikToks, what's the harm in that?
But we know that you were intending on doing more than just making TikToks. We
No.
saw the conversation that you had.
No.
It was very inappropriate.
No. We just talked about dancing and vocalization.
Okay. Well, even so, I just heard, and we just recorded, all of the inappropriate things you said to her right before we came out. What's your explanation for that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you not see anything wrong with this?
As a matter of fact,
It's
I do.
literally...
What I see wrong with it is...
He is literally stealing lines direct from Chris Hansen, which, anyway, basically, the reason that I know for a fact, well, I don't know for a fact, I shouldn't state things as being facts unless I'm 100% certain, but there's too much going on here for this.
You being here.
Oops.
You weren't
Yeah,
invited.
I
I was invited here.
Now I can't
Who
pause
the
it.
f*** do you think you are?
You-
Come
do
on
you
here
understand
accusing
what's
me
going
and
on?
doing stuff like
Do you
that.
understand what's
Making me
going
look
on?
like
Stop.
a creep?
Do you
What do
understand
you
that
think?
this
You make
is,
me look like a creep. I don't know.
There we go. I have my hand on a button. Right, so basically, these guys have they've made like, I don't know, I think 30 plus videos like this, and it's fake. Now, if these videos, for example, okay, let's take the vigilante like pedo finders, like the creep catchers and the guys in the UK. Some of them can be very aggressive. Sometimes I don't agree with their tactics, but what they're doing, it is for awareness. Whereas these guys, they're literally doing this for money. Why on earth, if this guy is truly a child predator, would you be blurring their faces out? And in every single one of these videos, their faces are blurred out, which is ridiculous. It's this, the fact that these guys are using like child molestation to make money is pretty sickening. And at the end of each video, they also say, oh, we handed over all the footage to the authorities and stuff, but there is no like proof of that. There's no follow-ups. Their websites don't say, oh, this happened, this guy got arrested. It's not like what the perverted justice guys did with the To Catch Predator crew or anything like that. So it's purely just for money. And I was going through some of the comments today, and everyone seems to think this is true. There was one episode I watched earlier where a guy was eating, he was actually eating deviled eggs. Now, I just wonder if these guys have gone through all the old TCAP stuff and they go on the Temple of TCAP forums and they get the ideas from there and then they just pay actors to be creeps or to act as creeps. But yeah, there was a guy looking into a little girl's bedroom window while eating deviled eggs in one of them, and he was like eating the eggs. And no joke, you can go and find this video on the channel. I'm not going to bring up another one now because I don't want to give them more exposure. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what these absolute morons are doing. But like, he's eating the eggs and he's going like, yeah, oh, looking at this girl, like through a window, and it's. If I felt that these people were truly doing this with the intention, oh, okay, Stephen, I didn't know Mr. Gigi had talked about luxury pranks. I haven't seen one of his videos for a while, but I'm glad that someone else is on the case, because I'm new to this. I went on Reddit earlier to go and see what people were saying there, and there was like posts from 6 months ago. Apparently their channel's doubled in size in that time. But it's, for me, I just think it shows a complete lack of integrity of any kind. And apparently, right, reading one of the comments, if you go on, I don't know whether it was in his Instagram page or if it was like the web page or something, but if you have a problem with someone you think is like creeping or perving on you, then you could, as long as you donate $5 to him, he'll put you as a priority. What kind of person goes, oh, I'll only deal with your child molester if you give me $5? These, yeah, they're absolutely very well put, Kennedy. These guys are the lowest of the low. Instead, Mr. General, I'm just explaining. Basically, there's a channel I've come across. It's quite a big channel. It's called Luxury Pranks, and it's basically guys stealing all the best bits but reenact it. Like the guys you saw there, those of you who were here when we watched a little bit of the video, he was practically trying to be Chris Hansen with the hand movements and that sort of thing. Yeah, no one is trolling. Honestly, the majority of the comments, I couldn't even bite my tongue when I was in the comments earlier. Like, they said, oh, how do you find such creepy guys? And I was like, well, I had to reply, and I just said, well, it's very easy to find a guy this creepy when you're paying him, when he's a paid actor. Hey, John Bucky Jones. Hey, Andy. So it's ridiculous, and yet, you know, the only motivation behind this, these guys are not trying to protect children in any way. Their only motivation is money, and they're not teaching people how to properly deal with things. Like, for example, To Catch a Predator. When Andrew and myself, when we spoke to Base Shaman, and he said, like, his parents sat him down, well, I think they were talking more about being the predator, but sat him down and said, don't become like this, and that's how he discovered the show of To Catch a Predator. But these guys, it's all so out there, and the thing is, I don't think I would have such a big issue with it if they came out and said, yeah, it's fake, but I guess they would lose most of their viewers. If they if they said it was fake, then I get it. I mean, some of it, I have to be fair, it's kind of amusing, but it's just getting people to do stupid things. And the two guys that run the channel are just, I don't know. One of them's got, well, I'm not going to get into personal attacks. That's not very, so it's not very ladylike, is it? But yeah, they just come across as very odd guys, and I don't really know what to do, because I personally think a channel like this should be taken down from YouTube. Like, I'd have a lot more time and patience for the vigilante guys that actually go out there and do things like Just in Pain, and they're really trying to expose these people. The thing with these guys is there's no like research. There's no like, oh, we chatted to this guy on this app and we're going to show him the chat log. They've never had a previous chat log, I don't think. I mean, I've only watched about 4 of their videos so far. And I hate the fact that I'm giving them views, but I really want to find out exactly what the hell is going on with these people. And hello, anyone that's come in that I haven't said hello to. I do apologise if I haven't given you a separate mention. So yeah, I don't really know what to make of this, but yeah, it's pretty fucked up, to be honest. And I think the fact that these people have such a wide fan base is ridiculous to me. I know, the fake social experiment pranks, they kind of died out because everyone realised they were all fake. But for some reason, people are really getting into this stuff. Maybe, the same way we probably got into To Catch a Predator, but at least that stuff was real. You're probably right, James. I don't think that sort of 30 odd of us here could do it, but well, absolutely, Kennedy. There's other videos that get taken down for much less. The thing, I don't want to be too harsh, because maybe at the very heart of it, they are trying to push a wider message, like watch out for creeps. But the way it's done, it's also tacky, and it's also, I don't know, it kind of makes my skin crawl. Like, okay, let's use child abuse to get views on YouTube. And this is a channel that I don't think anyone had heard of in 2017, and now has gone from 0 to 1.3 million in the space of a few months, because people think this shit is for real. I mentioned that I did discover this through a YouTuber called Lush, and I think he pointed out that like their first video was their most popular video. The first I think they call it To Catch a Child Predator. Literally, they've barely changed the title. And he's like, their first video got loads of views, so I think they just went, you know what, this one's a winner. So they kept churning this out. And Kennedy, do you actually use TikTok? Because TikTok's something I'm really curious in, but I wanted to make a video because, oh right, let me come back, because I was going to tell you guys a little story. I was watching, quite often, I have to admit, I enjoy PewDiePie's videos. I know some people still don't like him or whatever, but I enjoy his videos, and that's my prerogative. But I was watching one of his videos about like cringiest TikTok kids or something, and while I was watching it on my phone, and then this video started, which was a TikTok one. It was like this little, like maybe 14-year-old girl or something in like little shorts, twerking, and this old dude singing, like real old dude, like maybe in his 50s. And then I realized I wasn't watching the PewDiePie video anymore. This was an actual advert for TikTok. It was like, yeah, get on TikTok, old men, and look at children. So this is a bit ridiculous to try, and I did sort of earlier explain it, but I'll try and explain again now, guys. TikTok is basically an app very much used by like kids. I think you just lip sync or sing some kind of song into your phone. The trouble is, I wanted to research it, but at the same time, I didn't want to go on the website. So I wanted to make a video sort of talking about exactly what it is, because I know most of the people who listen to me, we're not exactly up to date with the latest fads and fashions, but I wanted to make a video so that you guys could explain it, and then if your kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews or anything are using it, maybe talk about the dangers. But you can't really make a video about something if you can't research it properly, and I don't want to go on there and be a creepy old dude, so I need someone to give me some information on TikTok. But yeah, so basically these guys, Luxury Pranks, it's Well, that would be cool, Kennedy. You have to send me a message sometime and explain exactly how TikTok works to me. Um Sorry, Mr. General, if you're kind of not keeping up with us here. Like, I think if you missed the very beginning of the stream, you might be a bit confused as to what's going on. But I was just sort of talking about this channel, Luxury Pranks, where they're kind of making TCAP stuff, but it's so fake, it's ridiculous, and I think it's almost offensive to people who really are trying to stop the problem, whereas these guys are just hiring actors. I mean, the biggest giveaway is the fact the faces are blurred out. Now, I noticed, and I wasn't definite, but someone posted on Reddit, which seemed to more or less confirm it, that they also seem to use the same actor in some videos, but they always blur their face out. And one of the actors, this was a post from Reddit, someone said that one of the actors had tattoos down his arm, and in the next video they did, his arm was covered up, but he sounded and had the same kind of body mass as the previous guy. So I think they're just hiring more or less the same few actors. I mean, some of them are ridiculous. I saw one earlier where a landlord was perving on the little girl, and he comes in eating a tin of cat food, and the way he's eating it was absolutely disgusting, like smacking his lips, like as if you know, the guys and the way they make them act, although we can't see their faces in this, it's not the same as like those real predators. Oh, Jesus, Wayne. But it's not, you know, they don't have like the characteristics. They're always very, you know, let's take David Kay, the rabbi, for example, in the original To Catch a Predator. You know, he got very aggressive with the cameraman. I mean, these kids, they're like two 18-year-old boys, and they're, you know, they wouldn't be 10 pounds wet through, and yet like they act as like the actors all sort of back down and act very nonplussed, no, not nonplussed, like not nonchalant. I don't know what word I'm looking for now. Well, Marie, it's more, the thing is, if they did it and it was staged, and they came out at the end and said it's staged, but you guys need to be aware that there are real predators out there, I could give them some respect for that. But the fact that they hide it from the audience that it's fake is, I don't know, it's like preying on something, on one of our biggest fears for our children and that sort of thing, and then using it to make views. It's absolute clickbait in its worst form, or not even clickbait. Like, I was about to say vacío, but that's Spanish. Like empty videos, like videos that just don't really do anything for anyone. They don't raise awareness. They just paint these kind of weird creeps, and they pretend to be Chris Hansen, and I don't like it. They're a pair of absolute wankers, in my opinion, and they need to stop what they're doing and get some proper, decent content for their channel. Well, I can't really talk, but there you go. So, yeah. I guess that's about all I have to say on the matter. I kind of wanted to do this as a little sort of pre-stream, so I might make a full video on them at pre-stream. I kind of wanted to make a full video on them at some point and just talk about it, but I really have to research it more, and it's one of those things that's going to take a while, because you watch a couple of the videos and you're like, oh, this is just fucking annoying. Although, not saying that, I have laughed at some of it, but yeah, check it out, guys, and then I don't know. It's up to you if you know, if you want to dislike it or try to flag it or whatever. I don't mind. Yes, Stead Mister. That's exactly what we're talking about. It did look like that on the advert I saw as well. I haven't seen that one yet, Kennedy. Well, Wayne, just don't. It's quite easy not to do anything with kids. But like, oh, if you mean like in regards to making YouTube content, well, the thing is, I think all their actresses, they look, well, I haven't seen them all actually saying that. Like, there's one where they say, oh, 10-year-old girl's in bed, but you never see her. So I think the times I've seen it, when they've had actresses, they've always looked, well, I guess it's a bit like the decoys and TCAP. They've always looked actually of age, but that's not the issue here. The issue is that these people You know, they're not even, as much as I don't agree with some of the overly aggressive behaviours with the vigilante pedo hunters, at least you can see what they're doing at the heart of it is to try and raise awareness and stop this happening to other people. Sometimes, well, in most cases, but these guys are like the epitome of people doing this for views. And they, you know, they have the little missing child thing at the start, which I think is, that would be great, Kennedy. Yeah, they have a little missing child thing at the start, and then like at the end they say we hand this all over to the authorities. And fine, if they had a website that kept us all filled up with what happens afterwards. The thing is, all of these people as well, I didn't show you the end of that video, but they all walk away. They all just walk away. Like there's never police waiting outside for them, or they never even try and phone the police or anything. And it's I don't know. It makes me annoyed in so many different ways because it's just such kind of lame content. Any of us could have done a better job of it being proper TCAP fans. And it's also content, but we had the integrity not to do it as well. I think if any of us were going to do something like that, we would actually go out and try to find these people and, then properly raise awareness. But there we go. Well, Kennedy, I'm kind of running out of steam here. I know it's only been 25 minutes, but I probably should have done a bit more research before starting this stream. I just thought some of you might be, missing me and wondering if I was still alive, which I am. I just haven't been able to do any scam baiting for a while, and I'm here. But if you're free, Kennedy, you can give me a quick call now, and if you're willing to talk about this live on stream, and then we could also fill in the viewership with what TikTok is, and the story you have sounds quite intriguing. So, but of course, if you don't want to talk about it, oh shit, hold on a sec. Oh no, that was earlier. I was out. Sorry. Yeah, that sounded quite intriguing. Otherwise, I'm going to shut things down very soon, guys. But yeah, like I said, if you see this channel, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I've seen and has annoyed me. Okay, I'll give you a second, Kennedy. If you guys bear with me a minute, sorry for the blank screen. I'm going to quickly roll myself a cigarette, and I'll be right back. Yes, well, I am back, lady peeps. Right, sorry guys, bear with me 1 second. Here we go. Hello, Kennedy.
Hey, Adam, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. And have you been keeping up with any of the latest TCAP developments, if there's been any? Because I haven't.
Know that Joe released DuPay calls today.
Really?
Yes.
Joe DuPay calls?
Yes, calls. Like, he called the decoy, and there are many, many calls. He released 3 parts so far.
Oh, wow. What channel's that on?
His Joey. Just the regular Joey TCAP one, not Jimmy Tacos.
Fantastic. I will go and check that out after this stream.
By the way, I have my headphones right now, so how do I sound?
Oh, you sound fine. Much better than when you were in the mall the other day or wherever it was.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right.
But, yeah, I've been keeping up with that. Because I couldn't watch them because I was at my fiance's work.
Right.
They had a big Thanksgiving lunch, so I couldn't really watch them.
Yeah. Well, that'll be something to listen to when I go to sleep later. Although John DuPay was super creepy, so I don't know. They might freak me out.
I think you would listen to that while you're trying to go to sleep.
Yeah, it might keep me awake. I don't know, because all I remember him is his wiggling his ass around while bending over the counter, because he was from Hansen versus Predator, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And, like, my fiance didn't watch very many of the, To Catch a Predator stuff. He knows that I'll watch it, but he saw that Dupay video, and he was like, that guy's already getting ready for his next few months or years in prison. So, when he wiggled his ass. So, every time I say that now, that's all I think of.
So you were going to tell us about, well, first of all, can you explain a little bit better than I have done exactly what TikTok is?
Okay, TikTok is a social media to where you can, it's not just music that you can lip sync to. It's old vines, sayings that people have done. Like, I'm trying to think of one. You remember?
I know. What is it? Why do good girls like bad boys? I've seen that one.
That's a Blink 182 song.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I used to like Blink 182, but a long, long time ago. All I remember is like Adam's song, obviously because it's my name, and all the small things. Other than that, I can't remember any of their songs.
Yeah, that's an older Blink 182 song, I believe. I could be wrong.
No, I think the ones I listened to were older because I think I was working in a record shop when they first came out. I was going through my skater punk phase at that time. They were a little bit too mainstream for my liking, though. But anyway, enough about Blink 182. Sorry, the phrases.
You remember those old reading bad spellings like the pregante thing?
No.
Or you made me drop my croissant.
No. I'm starting to feel kind of out of touch here.
Those are old Vines.
Right.
So
I never really. I've watched a few like Vine collections on YouTube, but I never really watched Vine. I had a bad. No, I was going to say experience, not a bad sort of representation of Vine, because I don't know if you ever heard about a guy called Dapper Laughs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, when I used to do stand-up comedy, I did a few gigs where I met him, and he was a really nice guy. And then he created that Dapper Laughs persona and became a huge wanker. And so I was like, well, I don't want anything to do with Vine if that's what it does to people.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something. Basically, it's like sayings and music that you can lip sync to, and you can obviously, record your own voice, which a lot of people like, not just kids. But unfortunately, I'm going to get into the actual pedophile here, who has apparently been accused, and we do have confirmation. His name on the app is the Bud A. He's an older, bald guy. He claims he's 26, but my fiance is 25 and looks younger than him. He's bald and looks like he's in his mid-40s. And he solicited 2 girls we know about.
Oh, wow.
In fact. Yes, and we do have confirmation from their Snapchat. I can send you the link if I can find it again.
I mean, this sounds like it'd be something right up my alley to make a video about, like real TikTok predators, not fucking actors.
There are real TikTok predators.
Well, I read a news article that someone was arrested who had been trying to solicit minors through the TikTok app.
That's probably the Bud A.
I'm not sure. I read that article maybe a week or 2 ago.
Yeah, that would be right with what's going on right now.
But you see, the advert I saw for TikTok, it was really odd because I was in the middle of a video making fun of TikTok, so I was a little bit confused because I thought that it was going to cut back to the video guy going, "What is this pervert doing?" And then I realised this was the actual advert for the app, and it was like literally saying, "Come on, old men, look at little girls." I mean, not in those words, but more or less.
They are really, really. So basically, the thing about TikTok is it's supposedly rated E for everyone.
Right.
But unfortunately for the rest of the world, that means that a lot of things because parents don't apparently think that kids can get in trouble on this thing. You're not supposed to be able to send things like the Bud I did.
What, was he sending like dick pics and stuff then?
Yes, he was sending dick pics to kids or people he thought were kids.
Um, so what? So there's a facility within the app just to send photos to people. I mean, do you then make friends with people on this app and stay in touch with them, or?
Make friends and you can like message, but I don't know if you can send pictures. I know that he sent some over Snapchat.
Okay, so you get like the Instagram or the Snapchat and all the things that I don't fully understand, and then you send the dick pics.
Yes.
Well, this is, I mean, it almost seems, I just can't get the advert out of my head that I saw. It almost seems like they're kind of encouraging it from that advert.
Oh, yeah, there are some girls. Like, I sent a link to Mr. Gigi a long time ago. Basically, when Musical.ly was still a thing. And it was like this 13-year-old girl, could not be older than 13, basically like popping her titties or lack thereof out with these like little tiny softy shorts with a lot of cheerleaders or people who work out use, and just sitting there fucking dancing, because Musical.ly took over TikTok. So, or TikTok took over Musical.ly, sorry.
Well, again, Musical.ly was something I only had a very, very, very vague familiarity with. All I knew about Musical.ly was the little boy became famous, didn't he? Jacob Sartorius, that's all I knew about that.
Oh yeah, Jacob Sartorius. But basically throughout this thing, yes, there are more, the inhabitants of Musical.ly can be broken down into like 3 or 4 categories depending on how you want to do it. You have your meth heads.
What?
Who meth heads.
Yeah, I know what meth heads are, but why are they using the TikTok app?
I see them all over because I watch the music or TikTok cringe fails, and there's this one girl who, bless her one tooth, because that's all she's got left in her skull.
But the thing is, now I'm feeling a little bit better because I could go on there and I could probably pass as a meth head, so at least maybe I won't look like a pervert. If I ever do my research.
You look better than most of the people who are, so, I mean, you probably wouldn't be a creepy old man.
I'm pretty old, I'm pretty old. I feel like it's not something I should be involved with.
I mean, there are like 60-year-old women, because the thing is, you can duet with people.
Yeah.
It's like the pre-recorded thing, so they're like these old women making out with like 16-year-old little boys.
It's Skeletons and Hi Skeletons. Skeleton Siski's just mentioned Budday.
Yes, the Budday. I sent you the link.
Yeah, we've just been talking about that Skeleton Siski. Now I'm just trying to make head or tail of TikTok itself. But the thing, like I said, I would like to make a video kind of talking about it and its dangers, but you can't talk about something if you haven't researched it fully. So I think I'd have to go on there, but I'm very apprehensive.
Yeah, I would stay as far away from TikTok as physically possible, considering everything that's gone down, because between the Budday thing and just those old creepy people who are just sitting on there perving on these little girls and things like that, it's awful. Like,
but I thought like maybe I was maybe I misunderstood, but I thought like you made your own video and then someone else made their own video separately, but then they're like put together.
No, like you make your video and then that person can basically, so like you do half the video or whatever parts you want to do, and then the other person watches it and then does whatever they do, and basically it stitches them together as you're doing it.
Right.
From what I've been able to understand.
Okay, so back to the 4 categories. It was meth heads, creepy old dudes,
old creepy women, old creepy men, and like very, like, I'm gonna say Gloria's age group, which is my younger sister. I'm gonna say like 15 or like 13-year-olds in that area.
Yeah, well that's what it looked like on the advert that I saw for it.
There aren't very many teenagers that get on there. I know my brother doesn't do it because he thinks it's stupid, and he's a teenager, so.
Well, he's probably got a decent head on his shoulders from the sounds of it, though.
Like, my younger sister does it, but my mom monitors their phones like a hawk.
What do people get out of it, though? I don't really understand it.
Other than, you know, clout.
Clout? As in how? What, do you gain followers like Twitter or something?
Yeah. You can gain followers on there, and if you, like, link your stuff in the description, kind of similar to how YouTube is, where you can link your Instagram, Snapchat, stuff like that, you can get followers on there, too.
Well, this is something I'm going to have to learn more about, and a bit more about. It sounds like I could make a video on this Buddy story, too, so there's a lot to be talked about here.
It's full-blown creepy. Because apparently it wasn't just him. There have been maybe 1 or 2 more people who have been, and there was one female who was caught too, trying to lure a underage minor using the TikTok app.
Well, it's like I said, the advert I saw, it looked like it was almost saying, look, if you're an old creepy dude and you want to look at young girls, come on this app, because that was the 2 people it chose for their advert.
Oh, yeah, because the majority of the people who make up the app are little kids, little girls, because, you know, it's fun to dance and sing and stuff, and if you get followers from it, of course, in this day and age, people are going to do it more.
Yeah, well, everyone wants more followers.
Oh, yeah.
Right, well, I guess I haven't got too much more to say about luxury pranks either, guys, so I'm going to wrap up soon. Thank you so much for your time, Kennedy, and for explaining, well, make it a little bit clearer what TikTok is. I'm still a bit bemused, but I guess I'm going to have to get used to that feeling the older I get. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and guys in the chat, thanks so much for joining. I'm going to try and follow up once I've gone a bit deeper into what's going on with these luxury pranks, guys. I should probably form a conclusion before I start streaming, and then I would have a bit more to talk to you about. No worries, Mark. I'm gonna jump on GTA in a minute. I might even do Twitch stream some of it. So if any of you guys want to head over to Twitch, I might be on there shortly. So once again, thank you, Kennedy, and thanks, guys in the chat, for joining me.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Well, thank you for your knowledge and wisdom. And wait, one thing I didn't ask was, so you had this story. Did this guy actually come into contact with your sister?
No, but there was one guy who, my younger sister, she's around 13, and of course we all have a really good head on our shoulders, surprisingly. So like this old guy messaged her on the app and like tried to get her phone number, and of course she took the phone to my mom, and my mom was just like, nah, this ain't happening. So,
yeah,
you know,
good.
It does happen. There are people who do just try to creep on little girls with no, yeah.
Well, I'm glad. Good. Hopefully your sister steers well clear. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
then. Well, I won't give you any spoilers for Red Dead 2. Don't worry, Mark. I'll keep my mouth shut. I will just say, anyone that hasn't played it, it is beautiful. It is.
There's your spoiler.
Yeah, that's not a spoiler. Honestly, like some of the graphics are they're just fucking orgasm inducing. It's insane. But anyway, that's a subject for another time. So yeah, take care, everyone. Thanks again, Kennedy. Bye.
Thank you.